Welcome back to the channel. Before you spend another old coin, stop and watch this video. Today, we're revealing 6 incredible US coins that look completely ordinary, but one of them could be hiding an unbelievable secret. Some rare error coins have sold for thousands of dollars, and collectors are constantly searching for them. Your next hidden treasure could be sitting in your pocket, an old coin jar, or a forgotten family collection right now. Don't skip a second, because the last coin is the biggest surprise of all. Let's dive into these amazing coins and see if you're holding a fortune without even knowing it. Coin number 1. The 1985p Washington quarter is one of those coins that many people overlook every single day. Millions of these quarters have passed through cash registers, piggy banks, vending machines, and old jars for decades. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary 25-cent coin. But experienced collectors know that certain 1985p quarters with exceptional preservation, dramatic mint errors, or unique characteristics can attract significant attention in the numismatic world. That is why checking every old quarter carefully can be surprisingly rewarding. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Because collectors loved the design, it became the permanent quarter design for many decades. The 1985 issue was struck during an important period in modern U.S. coinage when billions of coins were produced for everyday commerce. Although most examples are common, a tiny number stand out because of rare minting mistakes or extraordinary quality. Your 1985p Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the small P mint mark. It is composed of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and a thickness of approximately 1.75 millimeters. Like all Washington quarters of its era, it features the familiar portrait of George Washington on the front and the heraldic eagle on the reverse. Collectors examine every detail of these coins. They look for sharp strikes, brilliant luster, original surfaces, and especially rare mint errors. Some of the most valuable examples include major off-center strikes, double strikes, dramatic die cracks, wrong planche errors, or double die varieties. These unusual pieces are incredibly scarce compared to normal circulation coins. A coin in almost circulated fine condition usually shows moderate wear but still retains clear lettering, a visible date, and recognizable design details. While most circulated 1985p quarters are worth only face value, collectors always recommend inspecting every coin because valuable errors can still be found in circulated examples. Many people hear stories about a 1985p Washington quarter selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. It is important to understand that such extraordinary prices are not for ordinary coins. Values approaching $325,000 would require an exceptionally rare and authenticated coin, such as a unique mint error or an extraordinary specimen sold through a major auction. A typical 1985p quarter in fine condition is generally worth only a small premium, unless it has a rare error or other exceptional characteristic. Collector demand for Washington quarters continues to grow because they are affordable to collect, widely recognized, and offer the excitement of discovering valuable varieties in everyday change. Every year, new collectors search rolls of quarters hoping to uncover a hidden treasure that others have missed. If you own a 1985p Washington quarter, examine it under good lighting with a magnifying glass. Look carefully at the mint mark, date, lettering, and edges. Never clean the coin, as cleaning can significantly reduce its collector value. Store it safely in a protective holder, and, if you believe it has an unusual error or exceptional quality, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. Stories of valuable quarters remind us that hidden treasures can sometimes be found in the most ordinary places. Old jars, inherited collections, forgotten drawers, and even pocket change have surprised collectors before. While the vast majority of 1985p Washington quarters are common, the possibility of discovering a rare error keeps collectors searching year after year. That is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every coin tells a story of American history, craftsmanship, and everyday commerce. Your next quarter might simply be worth 25 cents, or it could be an overlooked collectible waiting to be discovered. The only way to know is to look carefully before you spend it, because hidden treasures are often hiding in plain sight. Coin number 2. The 1965 Washington quarter is one of the most fascinating coins in modern American numismatics. At first glance, it appears to be an ordinary quarter that millions of Americans used every day. Yet behind its simple appearance lies an important chapter in United States coinage history. Many collectors believe this year marked one of the biggest turning points for American coins, making the 1965 quarter a favorite among treasure hunters searching through old collections, inherited coin jars, and forgotten bankrolls. The year 1965 was historic because rising silver prices forced the United States Mint to make a major change. Before 1965 Washington quarters were struck from 90% silver. Beginning in 1965, the Mint introduced a new copper-nickel-clad composition to reduce production costs and keep coins circulating. This transition created tremendous public interest, and people immediately began saving older silver quarters while spending the new clad versions. Unlike later Washington quarters, the 1965 issue does not carry a mint mark. During the transition to clad coinage, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from all circulating coins to discourage collectors from hoarding newly minted pieces. As a result, every regular 1965 Washington quarter was produced without a mint mark, regardless of whether it was struck at Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The 1965 Washington quarter is composed of an outer layer containing 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and is approximately 1.75 millimeters thick. The obverse features John Flanagan's famous portrait of George Washington, while the reverse displays the traditional American eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both military strength and peace. Although hundreds of millions of these quarters were produced, collectors know that not every coin is created equal. Certain examples stand far above ordinary circulation pieces because of rare minting errors or exceptional preservation. Off-center strikes, double strikes, broad strikes, wrong planche errors, dramatic die cracks, doubled dies, and coins preserved in nearly flawless mint condition are all highly desirable among serious collectors. Many people have heard stories claiming that a 1965 Washington quarter is worth as much as $400 zeroth. It is important to understand the difference between ordinary coins and extraordinary rarities. A standard 1965 quarter in fine circulated condition is generally worth only face value or a modest premium. Values approaching hundreds of thousands of dollars would apply only to an authenticated, extremely rare mint error or another exceptional specimen sold through a major auction. These cases are extraordinarily uncommon. Your coin is described as being in almost circulated fine condition. That means the coin has seen everyday use but still displays clear lettering, a readable date, and recognizable design details. Even though wear reduces the value of normal coins, collectors never ignore circulated quarters because valuable mint errors can still survive after years of circulation. Collector. Demand for the 1965 Washington quarter remains strong because it represents the beginning of the clad era in American coinage. Many collectors attempt to build complete Washington quarter collections, while others specialize in locating unusual errors and high-grade survivors. Every year, thousands of hobbyists search through rolls of quarters hoping to uncover an overlooked rarity. If you own a 1965 Washington quarter, inspect it carefully under bright light with a quality magnifying glass. Examine the date, lettering, rims, and surfaces for doubling, unusual shapes, off-center designs, die cracks, or other striking abnormalities. Pay close attention to the edge of the coin. A normal clad quarter shows a visible copper-colored stripe along the edge, while an unusual composition error may look different. Never clean the coin, because cleaning can permanently reduce its collector value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and consider professional authentication if you believe it has a significant error. One of the greatest thrills in coin collecting is the possibility of discovering a hidden treasure in plain sight. Valuable coins have been found inside old coffee cans, estate collections, forgotten drawers, piggy banks, and even everyday pocket change. Many people unknowingly spend collectible coins simply because they never look closely enough. The 1965 Washington quarter reminds collectors that history can fit in the palm of your hand. It represents an important moment when American coinage changed forever, and while most examples remain common, a tiny number have become legendary because of their rarity or remarkable minting mistakes. That possibility continues to inspire collectors around the world to examine every quarter before spending it. So before you toss another old quarter into a vending machine or cash register, take a closer look. The coin in your hand may be nothing more than 25 cents, or it could be the overlooked treasure that collectors have been searching for, hidden in plain sight for decades. Coin number 3. The 1977D Washington quarter is one of those coins that countless Americans have handled without giving it a second thought. It has jingled in pockets, disappeared into vending machines, rested inside old piggy banks, and sat forgotten in jars for decades. To most people, it is nothing more than a common 25-cent coin. But experienced collectors know that certain 1977D quarters with rare mint errors or extraordinary preservation can become highly desirable collectibles. That possibility is exactly what makes this coin so exciting to search for today. The Washington Quarter series first appeared in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the coin became an instant success and remained America's circulating quarter for generations. By 1977, the design had become one of the most recognizable coins in the country, passing through millions of hands every single day. This particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark, located on the obverse near Washington's ponytail. During 1977, hundreds of millions of quarters were produced to meet the nation's growing demand for circulating coinage. While most entered everyday commerce, a tiny number left the mint with unusual striking errors that continue to fascinate collectors. The 1977D Washington quarter is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition. The outer layers contain 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and is approximately 1.75 millimeters thick. Its reeded edge, balanced proportions, and durable metal composition helped it withstand years of circulation. Collectors searching for a valuable 1977D quarter pay close attention to mint errors. These may include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, die breaks, struck-through errors, wrong planche strikes, or dramatic misalignments. Genuine mint errors are extremely scarce and often command substantial premiums depending on their rarity, condition, and eye appeal. Your coin is described as being in almost circulated fine condition with a dusty appearance. This means it has seen years of circulation but still retains clear lettering, a readable date, and recognizable design features. Dust or natural toning does not automatically reduce collector interest. In fact, original surfaces are generally preferred over cleaned coins. Collectors strongly recommend leaving old coins exactly as they are because cleaning can permanently reduce their value. Some online claims suggest that a 1977D Washington quarter is worth $368. It is important to understand that an ordinary circulated 1977D quarter is not worth that amount. Prices in the hundreds of thousands of dollars would only apply to an exceptionally rare, professionally authenticated mint error or another unique specimen sold through a major auction. Most circulated examples are worth face value unless they possess a significant error or exceptional quality. Even so, collectors continue searching because history has shown that remarkable discoveries still happen. Valuable coins have been found inside inherited collections, forgotten coin albums, old dresser drawers, estate sales, bankrolls, and even everyday pocket change. Many people unknowingly spend collectible coins simply because they never inspect them closely. If you own a 1977D Washington quarter, examine it carefully under bright lighting with a magnifying glass. Check the mint mark, lettering, date, rims, and edge for unusual features. Look for doubling, missing details, off-center designs, or other striking abnormalities. If the coin appears unusual, place it in a protective holder and consider having it authenticated by a professional grading service. Never polish or clean the coin, since original surfaces are much more desirable to collectors. Collector demand for Washington quarters remains strong because the series combines American history with the thrill of finding unexpected rarities. Every year, thousands of collectors search through rolls of quarters hoping to uncover a hidden gem that escaped notice for decades. The excitement lies in never knowing what the next coin might reveal. The 1977D Washington quarter reminds us that treasures are not always made of gold or silver. Sometimes the most valuable discoveries begin with an ordinary-looking coin that almost everyone overlooks. Hidden among millions of common quarters may be a rare mint error waiting for the right collector to discover it. Coin number 4. The 1993p Kennedy half dollar is a coin that many people have overlooked for years. It has quietly passed through banks, cash drawers, family collections, and forgotten coin jars without attracting much attention. Because half dollars are rarely seen in everyday circulation today, many people simply store them away without ever checking for valuable varieties. Yet, experienced collectors know that some Kennedy half dollars with unusual mint errors, exceptional preservation, or rare striking characteristics can become highly desirable collectibles. The Kennedy half dollar was first introduced in 1964, only months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The United States Mint created the coin as a lasting tribute to one of America's most admired presidents. Public demand was overwhelming, and millions of people saved the first Kennedy half dollars as keepsakes instead of spending them. Over the decades, the series became one of the most collected modern American coins. Your 1993 Kennedy half dollar was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the small P mint mark on the obverse. During the early 1990s, large numbers of Kennedy half dollars were produced, although they circulated much less frequently than quarters or dimes. Because many were stored in bank vaults or collector rolls, finding circulated examples today can still be an interesting discovery. The 1993p Kennedy half dollar is struck in a copper nickel-clad composition consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs 11.34 grams, measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of approximately 2.15 millimeters. The coin features a portrait of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse, while the reverse displays the presidential seal with a majestic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. Collectors pay close attention to coins that display unusual minting errors. Some of the most desirable examples include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, wrong planchet errors, struck-through errors, dramatic die cracks, and other significant minting abnormalities. Genuine mint errors are far scarcer than ordinary circulation coins and are often the pieces that generate the greatest excitement at auctions. Your coin is described as being in almost circulated fine condition with a black shade on the front side. Natural dark toning can develop over many years because of environmental exposure and chemical reactions with the metal. Original toning is not necessarily damage, and some collectors actually appreciate attractive natural color. However, if the dark appearance is caused by corrosion, residue, or environmental damage, it may reduce collector value. For that reason, it is important not to clean or polish the coin, since cleaning often causes permanent damage that collectors dislike. Some online sources claim that a 1993p Kennedy half dollar could be worth $649. It is important to separate extraordinary auction headlines from ordinary coins. A typical 1993p Kennedy half dollar in circulated fine condition is generally worth only its face value or a small premium. Values approaching hundreds of thousands of dollars would require an exceptionally rare, professionally authenticated mint error or another unique specimen with remarkable characteristics sold through a major auction. Such examples are extraordinarily rare. Even so, the possibility of discovering an unusual variety continues to inspire collectors around the world. Valuable coins have been found in inherited collections, old bank rolls, estate sales, forgotten drawers, and family coin jars. Many people unknowingly spend collectible coins simply because they never examine them carefully. If you own a 1993p Kennedy half dollar, inspect it under bright lighting with a magnifying glass. Look carefully at the mint mark, date, lettering, rims, and edge for unusual features. Check for doubling, off-center designs, die cracks, or other striking abnormalities. If the coin appears significantly different from a normal example, place it in a protective holder and consider submitting it to a respected third-party grading service for authentication. Collector demand for Kennedy. Half dollars remains strong because the series combines American history, beautiful artwork, and the excitement of discovering rare mint varieties. Every year, collectors search through rolls of half dollars, hoping to uncover a coin that others overlooked. Although most examples are common, the thrill of the hunt keeps the hobby alive. The 1993p Kennedy half dollar reminds us that hidden treasures can sometimes hide in plain sight. An ordinary-looking coin resting in a forgotten collection may tell an extraordinary story. While the vast majority of these coins are worth only face value, a genuine rare error or exceptional specimen can attract serious collector interest. Coin number 5. The 1980p Kennedy half dollar is one of those coins that many people have handled without realizing it could hold special interest for collectors. Although millions were produced for circulation, a small number left the United States Mint with unusual characteristics that continue to attract attention today. Hidden inside old coin jars, inherited collections, forgotten bankrolls, and dresser drawers, these half dollars remind collectors that valuable discoveries can sometimes be hiding in plain sight. The Kennedy half dollar series began in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his assassination. The coin quickly became one of America's most recognized and collected modern coins. People across the country saved early Kennedy half dollars as keepsakes, and over time the series developed a loyal following among collectors who search for key dates, rare mint errors, and exceptional high-grade examples. Your coin was struck in 1980 at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P mint mark. During this period, Kennedy half dollars were no longer commonly seen in everyday circulation because many people saved them instead of spending them. As a result, even circulated examples often survived in better condition than other denominations. The 1980p Kennedy half dollar is struck from a copper-nickel-clad composition. It contains outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs 11.34 grams, has a 30.6 millimeter diameter, and is approximately 2.15 millimeters thick. Its reeded edge and large size make it one of the most impressive modern circulating coins produced by the United States Mint. Collectors pay special attention to 1980p Kennedy half dollars displaying genuine mint errors. These may include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, struck-through errors, broad strikes, missing clad layers, rotated dies, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. Authentic mint errors are much scarcer than ordinary coins and can command substantial premiums depending on the rarity and condition. Your coin is described as being in almost circulated fine condition with a dusty shade on the front. A dusty or naturally toned appearance is not necessarily a defect. Over decades, coins can develop natural toning from storage and environmental exposure. Many collectors actually prefer original surfaces because they show the coin has not been cleaned or altered. Cleaning a coin can permanently reduce its collector value, so experts recommend leaving it exactly as it was found. Some online sources claim that a 1980p Kennedy half dollar could be worth $715 zeroth. It is important to understand that this figure does not apply to ordinary circulated coins. A typical 1980p Kennedy half dollar in fine condition is usually worth only face value or a modest collector premium. Values. Reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars would require an exceptionally rare, professionally authenticated mint error, or another extraordinary specimen sold through a major auction. Such coins are extremely uncommon. Despite that reality, collectors continue searching because remarkable discoveries still happen. Valuable coins have been found inside inherited collections, estate sales, old piggy banks, forgotten drawers, and unopened bankrolls. Many people unknowingly spend collectible coins simply because they never examine them carefully. If you own a 1980p Kennedy half dollar, inspect it under bright light using a magnifying glass. Look closely at the date, mint mark, lettering, rims, and both sides of the coin. Search for unusual doubling, missing design elements, die cracks, off-center strikes, or other features that appear different from a normal example. If the coin seems unusual, Place it in a protective holder and consider having it authenticated and graded by a respected third-party grading service. Professional grading can confirm whether the coin is a genuine mint error and help establish its collector value. Collector demand for Kennedy. Half dollars remain strong because they combine American history with the excitement of discovering hidden varieties. Every year, thousands of collectors search through rolls of half dollars, hoping to uncover a rare coin that escaped notice for decades. The possibility of finding an overlooked treasure keeps the hobby growing around the world. The 1980p Kennedy half dollar represents far more than 50 cents. It is a reminder that history, craftsmanship, and rarity can all come together in a single coin. While most examples remain common, the rare exceptions inspire collectors to examine every half dollar before spending it. Coin number 6. The 1979 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark is a coin that many people have seen but rarely stop to examine. For decades, these large 50-cent coins have quietly sat in old cash drawers, family collections, coin jars, and forgotten boxes. Because half dollars are not commonly used in everyday transactions, thousands of them have remained hidden away for years. To most people, they appear to be ordinary coins. However, experienced collectors know that certain 1979 Kennedy half dollars with unusual mint errors, exceptional preservation, or beautiful natural toning can become highly desirable additions to a collection. The Kennedy half dollar series was introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. Americans immediately embraced the new design, and millions of people began saving the coins as keepsakes. Over time, the Kennedy half dollar became one of the most collected modern U.S. coins, admired for its historical significance, elegant design, and the possibility of discovering rare varieties. Your 1979 Kennedy half dollar was struck without a mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. During this period, Philadelphia coins often carried no mint mark on the obverse. Although millions of these coins were minted, relatively few circulated heavily because half dollars were becoming less common in everyday commerce. Many were placed into storage shortly after leaving the mint. The coin is struck in a copper-nickel clad composition consisting of outer layers made from 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs 11.34 grams, has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, and measures approximately 2.15 millimeters in thickness. Its reeded edge, large size, and detailed portrait of President Kennedy make it one of the most recognizable American coins ever produced. One feature that makes your coin especially interesting is its rainbow-colored appearance. Natural rainbow toning develops over many years as the coin reacts with its environment. Depending on how the coin was stored, thin layers of oxidation can produce beautiful shades of blue, gold, purple, green, and red. Collectors often appreciate attractive natural rainbow toning because every toned coin develops a unique pattern. However, artificially created colors are far less desirable, so authenticity is very important. Collectors searching for valuable 1979 Kennedy half dollars focus on genuine mint errors. These include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, struck-through errors, broad strikes, rotated dies, and wrong planchet errors. These unusual coins are dramatically rarer than ordinary circulation pieces and can command substantial premiums when authenticated. Some online claims suggest that a 1979 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark could be worth $683. It is important to understand that this figure does not apply to a normal circulated coin. A typical 1979 Philadelphia Kennedy half dollar in fine condition is usually worth only face value or a modest collector premium. Values approaching hundreds of thousands of dollars would require an exceptionally rare, professionally authenticated mint error, or another extraordinary specimen sold through a major auction. Such coins are extremely rare. Even so, collectors continue searching because history has proven that remarkable discoveries are still possible. Valuable coins have been found inside inherited collections, estate sales, unopened bankrolls, forgotten drawers, and old coin albums. Many people unknowingly spend collectible coins simply because they never inspect them carefully. If you own a 1979 Kennedy half dollar, examine it under bright lighting with a magnifying glass. Study the date, lettering, rims, edge, and every design detail. Look for doubling, unusual die cracks, off-center strikes, or other features that differ from a normal example. If the rainbow colors appear natural and the coin also displays an unusual mint error, it may deserve professional authentication. Never clean or polish the coin, because cleaning can permanently damage the original surfaces and significantly reduce collector value. Collector demand for Kennedy. Half dollars remain strong because they combine American history, artistic design, and the excitement of searching for overlooked treasures. Every year, thousands of collectors search through rolls of half dollars, hoping to discover a rare variety that escaped attention for decades. The thrill comes from knowing that an ordinary-looking coin might hide an extraordinary story. The 1979 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark is more than just another 50-cent coin. It represents a piece of American history that has survived decades of change while quietly waiting to be rediscovered. Although most examples remain common, the rare exceptions continue to inspire collectors around the world. So before you spend another old Kennedy half dollar, take a moment to inspect it carefully. The coin resting in your collection, family keepsake box, or forgotten coin jar could simply be worth 50 cents. Or, if it proves to be a genuine authenticated mint error with exceptional eye appeal, it could become the hidden treasure every collector dreams of finding. Sometimes history hides in the most unexpected places, waiting for someone observant enough to recognize its true value.